Thanks again to Professor Peter Hwang for spending time with us. I want to know, what is the relevance of Michael Porter to the field of strategic management today?
Okay, Michael Porter was known mainly because his book called Competitive Strategy that published in the 1980s.
Yes.
Actually, there's some story about Michael Porter, himself. There's a lot of things. Okay.
You smile.
Yeah. Actually, the most recent thing several years back is that the company called Monitor that he founded went bankrupt.
Oh dear. Okay.
Anyway, we're not talking about that, right? So there are many things that related to him.
Okay.
But the reason why he's very well known is because he published a book called Competitive Strategy in the 80s. And later on, he also published a book called Competitive Advantages of Nations or something like that,
Yes,
right?
the diamond, the diamond.
Yeah, the diamond,
Yes.
right, the framework. So basically, he come up with some important ideas, such as a generic strategy, generic competitive strategy that he called, and competitive advantage of nations, the diamond framework. Also, he has the idea of strategy is about positioning your company, and some others. So
Okay.
basically, he has written an influential book first, and then followed by others, and then many influential articles published in Harvard Business Review.
Okay, but would you say that he's still relevant today? Because what I suspect is that when people look at him, you begin to think of putting something in place and then tweaking it. That is my strategy, and I'm committed to this, and I'm tweaking it. But when we're looking at it in another video, we were talking about it being a process, a dynamic process. Then perhaps that is not relevant. So I'm just asking you, as an expert in the field, if how relevant would he be today, or should we be moving beyond that?
Well, I would say strategy is a big field because itself is related to social science disciplines such as economics, psychology, and sociology.
Yes.
And so basically, it's sort of it's applied field based on academic disciplines, right? So there are many different angles and different views to look at it. And Michael Porter has his own angle, and we better treat it as that.
Okay.
It's not
Cast in stone.
yeah, it's not cast in stone, it's not everything. It's just one angle, and that's a available angle. And there are other angles. As time goes by, things becoming more dynamic. There are external shocks in the environment.
Yes.
So the theory needs to be adjusted also.
Yes.
Right? Things are evolving, just as in any other fields in social science.
Okay.
So we better take it as one angle, one perspective, and we should open to other angles and perspectives also.
Which would you recommend?
I will not say I recommend
Okay.
any particular one because, like I say, it's a very broad field.
Okay.
It relates to different disciplines. As time, things becoming dynamic, there are external shocks in the environment. There are certain elements probably becoming more important now than before. So the point is that I would not say I recommend particularly anything, but I would say a person should read very broadly and keep the focus of what is cooperative strategy in mind. So that should always be there, and then you should read across the board.